Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Hey friends, welcome to Hy-Vee Today. This is Tony Tone. Michelle is watching from Ireland. I'm sorry, that distracted me. A comment just had my whole train of thought ready to go on what I was going to say, and was I going to acknowledge the fact that I've got a coat on and that I look handsome and that I've got my neon gloves on that my wife doesn't like. But Michelle is watching from Ireland right now. That's the coolest part of... Steve, you can bring that stuff over here. You won't be in the shop, boo-boo. So we're here... live at 8:33 or 4 a.m. and we are getting prepared for what will be one of the coldest days ever. Coldest day on record. Currently, at this moment, it's about 21 or 22 degrees below zero. When you factor in the wind chill, it cold, everybody. It very cold. So we thought we would do something to start this show, and that would be a little bit of a science experiment. So Chad, you tell me when you're ready. And oh gosh. The science experiment is on the loose. Steve Graham. I got it, yes. Do I need to turn it on? It's on? Okay. We're going to do a little science experiment. And, yep, I got the wireless microphone turned on as long as you've got... One second, okay. You know, really, when I got to work this morning, temperatures in my vehicle go from a 10 above zero to 21 below zero. I could not believe it. 21. It's wild. So I hope that you're okay wherever you are. I imagine for Michelle that's watching in Ireland, it's got to be warmer in Ireland, right? I mean, it can't, it has to be what's like warmer in Antarctica. There's so many different places that we're colder this morning here in beautiful Muscatine, Iowa. All right, I'm gonna stop by Starbucks. Can I have my cups? Thank you. We're getting our official hot water cups to take out front and throw into the sky. Two things are gonna happen. One, the hot water is gonna turn into snow or whatever, or two, I'm gonna burn myself. So we'll see what happens first. Here's the hot water, okay. What if I just get a bag of tea and have some tea? Can we just not do this experiment? You think that's a good idea? All right, Ryan, you ready? Ryan Broderson, let the record state, he's a brave soul, not wearing any type of gloves or hat. I've got my little Columbia coat on and my workman gloves. All right, so here we go. Outside the store, noticeably a little bit brisk in the entryway here at Hy-Vee. This is live when we're doing this. And oh yeah, yep. Yeah, it's cold, Ryan. Oh, man. All right, Ryan, are you ready? Del, we're doing it. Oh, I hope this works. All right, Ryan, I'm going to throw it this way. Chad, you still got us? We're good? Okay, here we go. For the sake of science. Yes! Yes! Woo! It works! Should we do it again? Ow, that's hot water. All right, for the sake of science. Okay. Let me know when you're ready. I can do this all day. That was intense. Did you see that? I think it's all about getting the distance in the heave. Yeah. Starting low. You ready, Ryan? All right, here we go. Yes! That is intense.
I remember seeing
Science.
do that several years ago.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's the second or third time that I've done that. And I'm so happy that it worked for the sake of the show. You didn't get anything on your camera, did you? Okay, good. All right, let's get back warmer. So yeah, don't try that at home, by the way. We don't want you to burn yourself. And we certainly want you to take precautions if you do. But I can't go on record in telling you that that's a good idea. Ryan, while we're here, something I want to show everybody that we did yesterday that I thought was really nice. You can see I have some condensation on my glasses. Check this out. So we know that it's cold outside, to say the least. So if you do find yourself coming to Hy-Vee, we're open for business. And today, we're taking care of you with some free hot chocolate and chocolate-covered pretzels. Mm-hmm. Yep. I know it's not part of my diet, but that's marvelous. That is a really good chocolate-covered pretzel. So grab a hot chocolate if you need one or whatever. Hey, it worked, guys. Did you see that? I only got, oh, Becky was working. Right. Becky never whines. I can't put Becky on camera because Tiffany's open season. But Becky and I kind of have like, Brian, stop putting her on camera. Becky and I have like an unspoken agreement to not, all right, I got you blocked, to never put her on camera. Because she makes my high-fat keto drinks. And I know I just had a chocolate-covered pretzel, but life's all about balance. I feel like, if anything, the best diet today would be to see how many times you can go outside and inside, burn some calories, right? It's like cryotherapy. Wow, so that was fun. So hot water, Julia liked it. That's all. Hey, Candy, how was your birthday? All right, well, here we go. We're inside a heated building. Life's good at Hy-Vee, and I'm so glad that we're able to do that. My initial plan was to have Betsy or Cody be the throwing of the hot water, and I would be sitting comfortably on the set, but they had the idea to send me out there, so that worked out really well. Hello. All right, Steve Graham, let's head over. Science. Excelsior. All right. Good deal. Hi, Steven.
How we doing?
Good. Put that microphone on. Chad, I didn't turn off the wireless, but it's in my coat. All right. Oh, I like how the face. Wow, we've got a lot of people watching online right now. The Facebook delay just showed me eating one of the chocolate-covered pretzels from the front. How you doing?
Fantastic, and
Good
you?
to have you. Steve Graham, everybody.
You got a little frozen ice on your glass.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Well, that, you know what that is? That's just proof that we did it, everybody. Let me see if there's any comments that we need to get to. It looks lonely in there, says Marcia. James says, good morning. Krista says, good morning. Colleen says, you guys are brave souls. We're either brave or we're complete idiots. Well, Ryan went with me. So
Starts with BRA, and I think it's brainless.
That's right.
But hey.
All right, a couple things. So our friend Nicole Foley with Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits was going to be here at 8:30, but with the weather, she lives out of town, didn't want to risk it, so we totally respect that. So I did something for Nicole. I brought a bottle of Jameson. She was going to talk about Jameson, and she was going to talk about Absolute Vodka here. And Absolute Vodka. That's right. Are $12.99. And we've got a variety of flavors. This one is Absolute Pears. And then Steve Graham and I are no stranger to the Jameson. Steve, this is $19.99, and it includes 2 small bottles of Jameson. It's absolutely a steal of a deal, and we've got just a few of them left at Wine and Spirits. Now, I want to ask you, and I know we're going to talk about some big game eats, but have you tried the Jameson Castmates, the IPA, and then the regular one, the stout edition, if you'll have it?
I have. They're both delicious variants of the Jameson. There's a $20 bill.
Oh, he's buying it. He's buying the Jameson.
I'll go ahead and take that one with me today.
Right. Well, we'll set that right down here for you. Save it for later. Here's the thing. That's a great deal on Jameson, and it's going to be running out very soon. All right. This is exciting for me. Dips, and the chips. So explain to folks why they need to get to the store. We're open today, by the way. This is live on Wednesday the 30th. The polar vortex is here, but we're here with you.
Yeah.
This chip and dip deal is unbelievable. So what do I have to do to get these chips for free?
Basically buy any of 2 pounds of dip.
Okay.
So you can mix and match. Maybe you don't want all guacamole. Maybe you don't want all cheesy beanie dip. Or Fiesta, which the Fiesta is a personal favorite, but our guacamole is fantastic too.
It is wonderful.
So you buy 2 pounds of dip, you're going to get the free bag of chips. This is going to come free. And we are crazy enough, Tony, that we actually put a fuel saver on it this week as well. I can't believe we would do that, but we are going crazy for sales here at the Muscatine Hy-Vee.
That is a surprise. I don't know if that was my fault or yours, but hey, listen, we're all about the good savings for you fine folks. These chips are my favorite. I understand that we've got a lot of options on the shelf, But what I like about these, Steve, is that I could watch the kitchen staff fry these fresh. They go from the fryer into the bag.
If you came in right now, they're actually frying a big batch of them right now,
They're
ready to
doing
go.
them right now.
Yeah, as we speak.
So that's just it. Like, we all go out to restaurants, you know, where they'll do the chips and salsa, and then you try and pick up some salsa, you pick up some dip, and again, it's no offense to regular tortilla. The closest thing to that restaurant for me, this is the
Yeah, I mean, it's fresh. It's
right.
fried fresh. You know, it's not. I'm not knocking other chips because there's
No.
other chips that are fantastic.
Yeah, but look at the date.
That's what I was just gonna say. Is they're not dated
zoom in
for
on
3
that
months.
date. Right. So
you know?
the handwritten date shows you when it was fried and the date that you should. I think it should say enjoyed by. So they were fried fresh on the 25th of January, and they're good through February 6th. So next Wednesday, a week from today, and that's it.
We give them 14 days. That's it.
So there's not a lot of preservatives in there. Yes, these dip options are great.
These
guacamole for my money. I mean, I'm a guac fan, but the spinach artichoke dip is also very good.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, these are all fantastic. Actually, my sister-in-law gave me a fantastic recipe, and if you do a chicken breast on top, put a little less 10 minutes of baking it,
Nice.
and maybe a slice of provolone over that.
Yeah.
It is probably one of the best chicken breasts you'll ever have.
Yeah, you had me at. That's a great combination. I would have never thought about
Me
that.
neither. She mentioned it. I went home the next day, and I'm like, I'm doing that.
That is so great.
So thanks, Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny, shout out to you. So obviously the big game is Sunday, New England versus Los Angeles. A lot of people are going to be watching it. Millions and millions of people. It's the one thing, and whether you're going to someone's house to have, you know, that's having a big game party, or if you're just going to be putting your feet up at home, these are great options. The only thing that we're missing that would have been breakfast of champions for when we're doing the show live is some chicken wings. Here at the store, you can buy wings by the pound, which I love. I don't know, there's something that makes me laugh about going up and ordering. Yeah, let me get 2 pounds of those, and then just receiving that wing order.
Why are you stopping at 2 pounds?
I'm sorry. Well, how about, I don't know, 4 pounds? Whether they're traditional bone-in or boneless. Steve would tell you that a boneless chicken wing is essentially a
chicken nugget.
Chicken nugget, right. I find myself being a fan of boneless wings.
I like to eat the bones.
You know, bone-in wings are great. I'm kind of picky. Like, I would always want the leg or whatever. Not the wing.
See, you want the drumette?
The drumette, thank
or
you.
Or the drummy? Yeah.
I just get a bucket of legs.
I like the other
wing?
ones. Yeah. I like
There's
the
just-
2-bone.
There's some work that goes involved with the pulling, and then if I get the little drumette, I can just kind of like whoop, and it's going.
I feel that I'm burning calories eating that piece so I can eat more of them.
You're a lot smarter than I am. What about when it comes to, and you don't have any here and it's okay, but pizza. Pizza is one of those things that will be consumed by the millions on Super Sunday. And I know that recently at Hy-Vee, the pizza recipe changed. They tweaked the sauce, and then they totally altered the cheese so
whole
that
milk
it's
mozzarella.
whole milk. Right. So
and put a lot on there.
you had pizza the other day. It looked really good. What's different about it? Is it that, because also didn't the crust change?
It's a
too,
new
or the
crust.
dough?
Yeah, it's a new crust. It's a vine-ripened tomato sauce, and it's the whole milk mozzarella. There's more mozzarella on there than ever.
Okay.
So it's a cheesy pizza, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, and let's talk options. So we've got all the take and bakes ready to go. You
Sure.
can get it hot.
Right.
You can call ahead, or while you're shopping it, we can make you a pizza, and you can either take it home and bake it so it's hot and ready at the big game.
Right.
Or you can order it and we will bake it, and you can take it with you so it's hot and ready for the big game.
Okay, so if I use myself as that example, I'm in the store. Say I'm going to be in the store for 30 minutes, getting a couple things for the big game. It's Super Sunday, this Sunday, February 3rd, and I'm like, you know what? Barbecue chicken pizza sounds amazing. By
Done.
the time that quick, like, I don't want to have to cook it. You're saying that if I was in the store for less than 20 minutes or so?
Yes. Are we cooking it?
Yeah, you're cooking it.
I'm cooking it. I need 7.5 minutes.
That's it?
Yeah.
So I could walk out of the store with a piping box of delicious barbecue chicken pizza
I'm thinking
or whatever.
sausage, mushroom,
Okay.
pepperoni, jalapeno.
Wow. I'll
With
tell you
maybe
what.
a little Frank's hot sauce on there.
Bailey Graham on Facebook saying, glad you got to work safe, Dad.
Thanks, Bailey.
There you go. Watching in the Chicago area, by the way.
Yeah,
which is the coldest temperature ever recorded in Chicago today.
Chicagoans are tough, though.
Stay home
I
and be
mean,
safe.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are staying home, but we're here, right? Hy-Vee closes one day a year. I had so many people ask me yesterday. That's why I put that post up on our Facebook page, because I had so many people messaging the store and then me personally. I had more messages to my personal Facebook, and I said, we're only closed on Christmas.
Yeah.
Have you ever remembered a day when, I mean, of course, severe weather will happen and you got to kind of lock the door and get people in a safe spot, but has snow ever shut down Hy-Vee or cold temps?
No, it hasn't. And you know me, Tony. I would be a fidgeting mess if I was at home today, just sitting there,
Right.
stuck inside four walls. So just being able to come out and do some stuff and take care of the customers that are in need.
Yep. Well, and that's the irony, is that Wednesdays are a popular day off for a lot of our coworkers.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do when it's 25 below zero? Like you said, you can't do anything. I was, I was kind of happy when I left. My 3 kids. See you later. I probably shouldn't say that on television, but
Cut. Can
yeah,
we edit?
let's take that out and post if we could. Ryan Broderson, we've got the big game ad in the Voice Muscatine newspaper. Steve, this has some deals on it. We were looking at it with the wings. There's meatballs. There's little smokies on there. It's kind of got something for everybody. The bakery fresh pumpernickel bread is a no-brainer. That would go perfectly with that.
It would
spinach.
go fantastic with spinach artichoke dip.
Spinach artichoke
or even,
dip is so
even
good.
a spicy queso or the cheesy bean, I think would go good. You know,
Now
you don't
you're
always,
onto
yeah,
something.
you don't always have to use a chip.
No, let the record state you don't always have to use
It's
a chip.
basically just a device to get more dip
Right.
into your mouth.
What about the great debate? Where do you find yourself? Are you a Sturzings guy or are you a kitchen cook guy? Where do you find yourself in that?
I am a Hy-Vee tortilla chip kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge potato chip guy.
Okay.
I'm
What?
more of a corn chip guy, which is a problem at our
Wow.
house because my wife loves potato chips. So
Are you kidding me?
if we have to do if we're doing sandwiches and chips for either lunch or a dinner,
You have to have multiple
I have
options.
I have to have multiple options.
I can't believe you're not a potato chip guy.
I know with this physique you.
No. Well, it takes one to know one, right? I'm just surprised to hear that. I feel like Sturzings, you can't go wrong with Sturzings. Kitchen cooked, it's a great deal. I mean, I just love the fact that you can
They're
buy
both fantastic
Oh,
chips.
man.
It's a great deal on both of them.
Yeah. And again, they would work with, now, some of these potato chips, you got to go gently if you're going to dip it in something.
Yes.
Unless you're going to microwave one of these dips, which, you can get away with that with several of them. The Blue Moon deal. So it's a great combo, right? Chips, dip, Blue Moon beer. I still can't believe that this is real. You buy a 12-pack, you get a 6-pack for free. Like, the math doesn't even, because I know how much a Blue Moon 6-pack normally costs. It's not, I don't understand how this is possible. But there it is, and it's a real deal. Totally
Has
legitimate.
anybody talked to Kayleen about this? Because
Well,
this
she
is
gave
kind
it-
of absolutely crazy.
She gave this to me, let the record state. So it's on her if there's something wrong with it. But I'm pretty sure that it's accurate.
Holy mackerel.
I know.
That is unbelievable.
It really is. So don't miss that one.
Do I need to pull another $14 out of
I
my
was gonna
wallet?
say, the Long Branch whiskey, also a very good deal on there. And we're ready. We're ready for the big game. There's a couple things I want to mention before we let you get out of here. So we talked about some of the Absolute deals, the Jameson deal. We've still got that wine and spirits blowout sale. While supplies last, or through this Sunday, we have sold a lot of Crown Royal because there's a ridiculous price with the mail-in rebate.
Yeah.
And everything that's on that ad has been selling really well. So if you've been debating coming out, like, I wouldn't wait much longer. So the Crown Royal in particular, it becomes $11.99 a bottle with that $40 mail-in rebate. You got to buy 5 bottles. You can gift them. They make wonderful gifts, or you just hang on to them and stock the bar, right?
Yeah. You know,
What else do you need?
you make an ultimate host when you pull that out.
Yeah, you really do. And then next Friday, February 8th from 5 till 7, Crown Royal embroidery event returns to Wine and Spirits. Get your name embroidered on the Crown Royal
That
bag.
is so cool.
I have one. I see it every day because it's above my dryer where I put my wallet and my stuff, and I use it for spare change, just like my dad did before me. The Crown Royal bag.
What about the one that's in your desk drawer?
That is you. Well, that was my secret crown bag, where I open it and I yell when you frustrate me as an office mate. I tell the crown bag my secrets and then I pinch it shut.
Well, it's let a few of them out.
Yeah, too many, if you'll have it. Thursday night steak dinner. So it's going to be cold tomorrow as well. Not much warmer until Friday when it's a balmy like 25. And then Sunday's high. I just looked before we started the show. Sunday's high 50 degrees.
I'm talking going out for a suntan.
Doesn't even make sense almost.
Yeah, that's going to be fantastic out.
These Thursday night steak dinners are fantastic. 8-ounce steak for $8, 12-ounce steak for $12. We're almost giving it away. If you look at it this way, you're paying $1 per ounce and getting the sides for free. And it's only the best steak product. The choice sirloin is
It's a no-brainer.
the best. It's so good.
It's a no-brainer.
You really like
Dinner's taken care of.
4 till 7 every Thursday through the end of March. So like you don't even have to think twice about what are you going to do on dinner, for dinner on Thursday nights.
Yeah. So if you want to be a great wife, girlfriend, significant other,
Yeah.
or maybe it's dad's night for dinner, it doesn't matter either way. Hey, I
Right.
got it covered, babe. We're having steaks for dinner
That's
tonight.
right.
That's it.
And again, you can go through the trouble of, firing up a grill or cooking it in the house and peeling the potatoes and mashing them.
I
Or you don't have to do any of that and we'll just have it ready.
I don't want to knock any competition or fast food restaurants,
Sure.
okay?
Yep.
But I just want to throw it out there at any place. What's a combo meal? $7, $7.49.
No, you're 100% right. They've only the food, the cake, the flowers, the DJ, and then that night, February 23rd, the night of the wedding, you get to stay at the Merrill Hotel downtown, and we'll get you a groom's wedding band from Mary's Diamonds and Jewelry. This was your brainchild. We talked about this last week, and we're
Somebody
almost
that's
there.
ordinary. You just have to find an invite
Right,
for it.
let's see. That's all you've got to do. She can't hear us right now because she's watching on the stream, so she'll get that in about 30 seconds. Last thing, Valentine's Day dinner. Valentine's Day is on Thursday.
Yeah.
Next Thursday. There's a lot of options here at Hy-Vee, the meat department, and we'll talk about this.
It's not next Thursday, right?
No, 2 weeks. Sorry.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Holy moly. I'm getting hot around the collar. We've got 2 weeks. Thank goodness.
Yes.
February 14th. Don't forget. If you want to go somewhere for Valentine's Day, and again, all you have to do is show up. Maybe you make a reservation. You can come to the Market Grill Express. We've got a great offer put together for you. Just kind of had this designed, and I'm really happy with how it looks. Dinner for two for under $50.
That's a fantastic deal.
Right.
So we're going to have options out there, but don't forget, what did you just say Valentine's falls on?
February 14th,
Which is what day?
Thursday.
What else is Thursday?
Thursday night steak dinner.
So you've got choices.
Right, a lot of
Folks,
options.
stay in town, stay local.
Brian, did I not email you that ad? I was going to say, I don't think I sent it to him. That's my fault. I downloaded it, but I didn't send it to Ryan. It's not on Facebook yet. It's dinner for two. It's my fault. We'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll show the graphic. It's dinner for two. 2 different options for an entree. Appetizer, you can get 2 glasses of wine or 2 drinks and a dessert for $40. Call and reserve your seat. It's going to be a good one, that's for sure, in the Market Grill Express. Yeah, I'm excited for it. So a lot going on. Cold weather, yes, we're open for business. No signs of slowing down. Big game is on Sunday. Buy 2 dips, get the fresh made chips for free.
Don't forget about the fuel saver on that as well.
Fuel saver, so you're going to save money. I was excited. I topped off my tank yesterday. And
I did as well.
I had 17 cents off a gallon, which I know isn't a lot. But you know what? It was something.
Better
right?
than nothing.
Better than nothing. I saved, I don't even know how much it was, but it was nice to be able to use the fuel saver. And yeah, if you need anything, we're here for you. And maybe you just want to come in and get out of the cold, grab something from Starbucks, always a good idea. A little Absolute Pear vodka, that'll warm you up real quick, or the Jameson deal. We're here to take care of you, that's for sure. Thank you for your time, sir.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
go
want to
ahead.
mention, just if they didn't see it on Facebook or whatever, just to keep our employees safe today. Deliveries are shut down
No
across
deliveries.
the board.
Right.
We don't want to send people out in
No.
vehicles today for our safety. I know it's inconvenient, and I do apologize to all of our customers. But we're just shutting it down. More than likely going to shut it down tomorrow too. And tomorrow morning it's going to be negative 20 again.
Right.
And for the safety of our employees, we just want everyone to be safe and happy and warm.
Yeah, it makes sense. I
So
think.
thanks for the understanding.
Well, I mean, listen, the amount of businesses that are closed in town today, The fact that we're open, I think, says a lot. We're dedicated here for you. So yeah, you can still shop online and pick it up.
Yeah.
Let the record state.
Yep.
You can still call in a flower delivery, because who wouldn't want flowers on a frigid, cold day, right?
You just said we could call in a flower delivery.
Flower pickup.
Okay,
I'm sorry,
all right,
flower pickup. We're not going to deliver to you. Ryan Broder said we'll deliver flowers.
And as much as I want to sell flowers today, realistically, you saw what the hot water did.
Right.
These are living things. Those flowers are
I was
very
gonna buy flowers.
precious and fragile. We'll double bag them, triple bag them, whatever we need to do. Maybe
Good.
we'll put a steaming
There you
cup
go.
of water in there
Yeah.
to keep them warm. till you get
Microwave
them to
those
where you need
flowers
to.
for me.
But just be careful and safe out there, everyone.
I don't ask for a lot. Microwave flowers. What else do I need? All right, Steve Graham, thank you. We appreciate your time. And we're going to go to Cody in the Toyota Muscatine Kart Cam, who's going to make just a short jaunt today. Steve, I don't know if you knew this. January 30th, it's National Croissant Day, fella.
Oh, oui.
How about a bakery fresh croissant? Warm it up a little bit. I feel like you've got to warm up a croissant and then put some butter on it, right?
Our bakery fresh croissants are fantastic, but if you're looking for something quick, simple, and ready to go, stop by Starbucks too. They've got a delicious
Ooh.
chocolate-filled croissant.
How did you remember that? I didn't even think about it. So Cody's got the cart cam in the bakery, literally right behind where we're at, and there is a package of croissants, everybody. Yes, oui. Very good. They're just flaky and delicious, and the best decision you'll make all day is grabbing some croissants, because today is National Croissant Day. All right, let's go CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam, if we could, near the front of the store, where we've got hot chocolate. Sherry offering to spike that hot chocolate with Bailey's, which she thinks is a good idea. She's still celebrating her birthday, I think. So that's fine. So front of the store, thank you, Ryan. We've got some, here's Steve. Hi, buddy. We've got some hot chocolate, and then we've got some chocolate-covered pretzels. You saw me enjoy one of those live on the show, and I'm happy to have another chocolate-covered pretzel if there's some left at the end of the program today. All right? So stop in both entryways, have the hot chocolate, and I saw that Kim Beckman, watching with us on Facebook, it's kind of Kim's idea yesterday, and really happy that she did that. Put that on Facebook, that we had the free hot chocolate yesterday, and that post kind of went a little crazy. So that was excellent. So it's just really quiet in the store today, as kind of to be expected. We're going to get Scott Kirby mic'd up here in just a second and talk about some brews heading into the big game weekend, the Super Sunday. Ryan, you want to lend him a hand here so we can make sure he's sounding all nice and good? Scott had a picture on his personal Facebook where his goatee was frozen the other day. Made me nervous. I was like, I hope that's not this morning. He's coming to do the show. I don't want to be turning into a human popsicle over there. All right, pal. Founders Brewing. Oh, my gosh. Look at the selection that you've brought. Scott, the one thing, good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Thanks for braving the element.
Yeah.
The one thing, I love Hy-Vee, but I just want him to sort of give me the okay, for the sake of the show, to be able to crack a beverage and sample it.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, I could run upstairs and punch out and come back down, but I don't know if I could go back on the clock.
Right. Yeah, little samples maybe, but, I get it too.
Yeah, it's a tough gig,
Yeah,
right? But I
yeah.
can't really complain. All right. Big game Sunday. A lot of people will be coming through Wine and Spirits. Saw it yesterday with preparation for this, this cold. Seems like we get the bread, the eggs, and then we get the wine and spirits,
Right.
the beer, if you'll have
Right.
it. What type of Founders beer would you recommend? I mean, you've got a great selection, but for someone that's maybe had a Founders beer but not super familiar, where would you kind of get them started? Because I think for a lot of times, myself included, I can have tunnel vision
Sure.
when it comes to going into wine and spirits. A kind of creature of habit. Maybe I know what I like, but what would you tell to folks that you're like, Founders, we've got great products, and here's what you should start with?
Well, fortunately, we have a very broad portfolio.
Yeah.
Somebody that's into, more of the lighter styles of beer, Bud Lights, Miller Lights, Coors Lights, something like that, which is still 70% of the beer drinkers out there. We're not turning
Sure.
our back on those people. We created a beer in the last year called Solid Gold. It's a premium lager. It's 4.4%, so it falls right
Wow.
in line with, your standard domestic lager. Ours, we use 100% premium ingredients and a hop called Lemon Drop hop. Ooh. And that lends itself to have more of a bitter lemon bitterness than kind of the spicy bitterness you get from German hops that are in more of your traditional lagers. So that's a great jumping off point for somebody that's kind of into, wants to try craft beer but's not sure about the super bitter flavors and things like that. So I would highly recommend the Solid Gold. And then All Day is our bread and butter, our old friend. It makes up about 50 to 60% of what we do is All Day IPA. We sell it in a 15-pack at a great value. We do have these tall cans now that you'll see pop up in gas stations and in stores. So
that's 19 points. Cody, can you zoom out just a hair to show everybody that it says 19.2 ounces? I was looking at that on the backside, and I'm going, that is 19.2 ounces. Yes. That's a really tall can of beer.
Yeah, I call them tall days, so.
And the All Day is, I'm more familiar with the All Day personally than any of the founders. And there it is on the screen, by the way. And again, like the Session India Pale Ale, folks looking at that, they're going, I don't know if I'm going to like it. Well, it's 4.7%, so it's not going to be that overwhelming kind of slap in the face like some of these beers. People try an IPA and they're just like, oh my gosh, this is very drinkable. Like I said, the first time I had it, I knew I was going to like it because, I'm still kind of toeing the water with the different varieties of beers, but I think Founders has hit it on the head, and that's why it does so well, right?
Yeah, and I mean, it's the strength, so you can have several of them. Yep. So thinking the Super Bowl Sunday, you got to go to work on Monday, it might be the right beer that you can have a couple and not feel like garbage the next day.
That's right.
And honestly, with it being that lower ABV, we don't have to use as many hops in the process. There's a ton of hops in there, don't get me wrong, but there's not as much bitterness. So
sure.
When I taste out to people and there's guys or gals that are like, well, I don't like IPAs, I'm like, please just try this and think grapefruit juice.
Correct.
Correct.
Yep.
And the power of suggestion maybe a little bit, and then just kind of getting ready for that level of bitterness seems to help people, and they're like, oh yeah, I can drink that. That's an IPA I can drink. So I call it a gateway IPA sometimes too, because you get a taste for that, and then you move on to bigger things like our Centennial IPA or some of our other seasonals and things like that. So.
Now, the breakfast stout that you have.
Yes.
First of all, the packaging is fantastic.
It's great.
We'll come in on the breakfast stout, which is, Cody, can you zoom in on this one right here next to the All Day? It looks really good. Admittedly, I have not tried that, but I want to now. Does that say that it's a double chocolate coffee oatmeal stout? Is
Correct.
that what that is?
Yeah, it's kind of a mouthful. Double chocolate coffee oatmeal stout. It's 8.3% ABV. We use two kinds of chocolate, two types of coffee, and oatmeal to round out that experience. So, I mean, it's very much breakfast flavors and ingredients.
Now, the coffee, I don't know, do you call it a coffee beer? I mean, the stout, people would say, is it a coffee beer? Or, because that's, like if you love coffee, are you going to love a stout like that?
Yeah,
yes.
Very much so. I mean, not all coffee stouts or coffee beers are created equal. There's coffee ales. There's, the base beer can vary widely, but I think the stout that we have with the oatmeal and everything lends itself very well to the coffee flavors. So, I mean, if I'm out in the store sampling and somebody's like, oh, I don't drink beer, which happens a lot. I don't understand. There's people out there that don't drink beer. But if they say, oh, I didn't drink beer, I like to have this one in the bucket with me and say, oh, but do you like coffee? And I've had 78-year-old women that say they've never drank beer buy a 4-pack of it. So,
no way.
Yeah, I've seen that happen a couple different times. So they're like, oh, that tastes like coffee, and that might be good in the morning. I'm like, whatever floats your boat. So
no, that's good to know. Yeah. Right. So that's just it. I mean, again, it's about anytime you can sample something. I hope that you'll consider it, and when you see the opportunity, especially with a quality product like all the Founders stuff is amazing. I want to talk about KBS in a minute. Please try it, right? Try it, because that's sometimes it's just that moment and you're like, wow, that's really good. I never would have thought to take that home with me when I'm looking at it on a shelf or whatever. So when you have an opportunity to sample it, yes, please do. Better Half, before we get to anything else, talk to me about Better Half again.
Yeah, so Better Half is a beer that we've done just twice in package that I know of.
Okay.
The base beer is our Curmudgeon's Old Ale that we haven't brewed for a couple years.
Sure.
It's a nice, just strong English-style ale. There's molasses in the brew.
Yes.
A little bit of oak aging. And then we take that and we put it into bourbon barrels that have previously housed maple syrup. So it's a maple syrup bourbon barrel aged old ale. Curmudgeon, is kind of the crotchety old man, and this is his Better Half. It's a little sweeter and a little bit, a little bit softer, but it's strong. You know, it's a big beer, and it spent some time in barrels, and it's a great value. And the reason I brought it over is Kayleen still has some, and you should scoop this beer up while you can get it, because it's fantastic. If you like, you know, molasses flavor, bourbon flavors, caramel flavors, things like that.
Take one home tonight.
Yeah.
All right, now the KBS, and Ryan, if you can find KBS on the Founders website, it should be easy to. Best stout in the world and beer in the KBS was one of those things that when it came to wine and spirits, Kayleen was like, hey, this KBS came in from Founders, and I was like, okay, and she was like, it's a big deal, and I said, all right. So I took one home, and I was like, holy smokes, it's phenomenal.
Yes.
So tell everybody at home, they can see it on the screen. I'm holding
Sure.
it up as much as I can be a hand model. What is the deal with this KBS? It's just unreal. It's so good.
So that's a great question. It is a similar base beer to the breakfast stout.
Correct.
It kind of, you know, a lot of people assume that it's the exact same beer. It's not. We actually have to mess with the recipe a little bit to allow that beer to enhance the bourbon flavors and things like that. So we take that beer and we put it in bourbon barrels that are, you know, there's gypsum mines just outside the city of Grand Rapids that are, I can't remember how many feet below the surface, but they stay at very stable 50-degree temperature all the time. So it's a really good place to let barrels hang out and do their thing. So we take the beer, we put it in the barrel, and it hangs out in there for around a year. And then we bring it out, and we get about, you know, a 3% uptick on the ABV, and it's a magical thing.
It is. I was just gonna say it's a magical thing to try. Right?
It is. It's incredible. You know, you know, brewers make wort, you know, the actual liquid, and then yeast creates the beer.
Right.
And that's the magical thing on its own. I mean, thank goodness for yeast. And then all of a sudden you add in this element of the bourbon barrel, and this sort of living, breathing thing created from oak that, you know, has housed a spirit, and it becomes another magical thing. And I can't speak highly enough about it. Every time I take a sip, I'm just like, wow, you know, it's unbelievable. So.
And the best part about this, you know, and this, by the way, I don't know a lot of other companies, you know, for Founders to have something like this put together. I mean, this tells you will tell you their whole story from starting in '97. So if you think about when they started, Scott, I mean, in 1997, I can't think of too many, you know, quote unquote craft beers that were in the market, or let alone people that thought it was a good idea to go into business doing this, because nobody could see the future. Nobody could tell that in, you know, several years later, and it wasn't such a overnight thing either with the craft beer industry, but man, it's just exploded, and Founders has been there really from the jump, even with just, you know, coming up on 22 years. You can see right there, started in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I spent a lot of time in Grand Rapids. My mom's family has a house, vacation house about 30-40 minutes from there, but I didn't know that Founders was in Grand Rapids. Guess where I'm going on vacation this summer?
Absolutely.
To Mom's family house, and we're going to be going to Grand Rapids as far as I'm concerned. But what a rise for them, right?
It's incredible, you know, and Mike and Dave are co-founders. You know, they took a big leap in 1997.
Absolutely.
And they almost failed after a couple of years. That's the other thing. And a huge part of our story is the idea of Brewed for Us. And you're going to see a campaign. Some of you maybe have already seen it on Hulu and the different advertisements. It's Chase Your What If. And they almost went out of business, and the reason they almost went out of business is because they were making beers that they thought people wanted. You know, they were like, oh, we're going to make a Hefeweizen and an amber ale, and they did an okay job of it, but, you know, the bank came in and said, you're not making enough money, so they literally had to cut the, you know, chains off the door, and they're like, you know what, if we're gonna go out brewing the beer that we want. So that's where Brewed for Us comes from.
Yeah.
They created a beer called Dirty Bastard, an 8% Scotch ale, 8.5% Scotch ale. And it went over like gangbusters, and that kind of started the thing rolling. And then, you know, we said, you know, what's our next what if? You know, what if we brew the beer that we want? Now, what if we brew a session IPA, or an IPA that we can have several of and still be functioning? So that's where All Day came from. What if we double the amount of chocolate and coffee and oatmeal in a beer? You know, what if we brew a premium lager for the masses? You know, that sort of thing. So, you know, we're really encouraging our fans to think about what their what if is as well. You know, for me, it's what if I actually wrote a novel? You know, I used to write a ton, and I don't do that, and it's like, why not? You know, you don't want to live your life in hypotheticals, so what if I do such and such? Do it. So we're really encouraging our fans to do that, and our beer can fit in that lifestyle very well.
Look at how great the website looks, by the way.
Thank you.
I mean, it's so polished, but, and again, we're talking about a company that was just a couple of dudes, right, in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and then you get to this point where it's, you know, they're branded incredibly well, and they have people like you who are just, I mean, they're lucky to have you, as far as I'm concerned, as much as you're lucky to have this opportunity, because you've you've dabbled in the industry and you know your stuff. So what compelled you? I mean, obviously there must have been some opportunity with Founders that you were like, you know, rather than kind of talking about a different variety of product you could hone in on. I mean, did it just stick out when you saw this opportunity?
Absolutely.
It had to be. I mean, because knowing you for a couple of years like I have, I mean, you seem like this is home for you. Founders is
absolutely.
home.
And, you know, it's just the right mix of, you know, quality beer and good business savvy and everything else. And, I've been in the industry for 7 years now. I started at Hy-Vee.
Right.
No, it's kind of me chasing my what if on, you know, what if I can work for one of the greatest breweries in the country, which Founders is. So, you know, I feel like this is sort of a dream fulfilled for me, and, you know, just kind of that progression from being at the retail side of things to the distributor side of things, and now working for a supplier, and I couldn't be happier. So, you know, why Founders? Well, because it's the best brewery in the world as far as I'm concerned.
I love it. I love the passion. It just makes me want to crack one of these and have a sip and chase the what if, right? I love it. It's such a great idea. I hope you do write that book.
No
maybe,
excuses, right?
Maybe Founders will distribute it,
right?
Maybe it'd be a coffee table book. Not
Right.
a bad idea.
Yeah.
This is brilliant. So what you can do is you can come to a place like Hy-Vee Wine and Spirits, and I know that there's some Founders available if you wanted to start with a mix and match, right? If people want to mix and match a 6-pack, or if they want to get a 4-pack, Founders has things in 4-packs. I'm just saying, like, try different products, and when you are fortunate enough to see Scott in action, sampling, trying, getting these things in front of you, stop for a second and enjoy it. I mean, it's really, again, we all have tunnel vision. I kind of, you know, I really try to get out of my comfort zone and try different things. And I can't wait after work to take home a better half and a breakfast out. And if I can't mix and match it, then I'll just get a 4 or 6-pack because I know I'm going to like it.
Right.
And the best part is stuff like that, like my wife and I will kind of surprise each other because I'll pick up a beer that I don't know if she's going to like. And I know for a fact that she's had the all day and liked it, which kind of surprised me.
Right.
So introducing your family and friends that are over 21 to products like this with Founders, it's a good experience, right? It's a shared experience.
Absolutely, and that's what beer does, right? It brings us together.
Brings you together. And I am assuming, Scott, that if folks wanted to make the pilgrimage, if you'll have it, to Grand Rapids, Michigan, tours available. They have a tap room.
Yep, tours, tap room, one of the best. It's like the biggest.
It looks
tightest
massive.
knit bar that you've ever been to, so
Yeah.
it's massive, but it also feels very intimate. And the sandwiches are killer. It's just incredible to see the brewery. You can kind of see the progression from small to big that we've done, and I can't encourage people enough to go check it out. So, and we also opened a tap room in Detroit in the last year. So,
fantastic.
if you find yourself in Detroit, we have a nice little tap room there as well. So,
very ambitious, and again, to know that you've got boots on the ground in a place like Muscatine, Iowa, with Founders. Y'all lucky to have this guy.
Thank you.
Nobody's going to say it. I'll say it. It's great stuff. And again, just having this pamphlet is so nice. I mean, it gives you the story on every one of the beers before you would even try it. Or if you have a favorite, you just learn more about it, right?
Yeah,
last question. We're sitting here in January. Is there anything coming down the pike seasonal-wise with Founders? Should we be on the lookout? Can you disclose anything coming soon-ish?
I mean, honestly, we'll look for solid golds coming in some bottles and some different can configurations.
Okay.
So that's kind of the next thing on the radar.
Awesome.
We're in our current seasonal Azaka IPA. That's a nice full-strength IPA with Azaka hops.
Okay.
And then KBS season's upon us almost. So we're looking at mid-March. And kind of circling back to that point, we realize that that's been a very limited beer for our fans, and there's a lot of people that tell me all the time that I've never had a chance to try KBS because it comes in, it sells out right away. So we're going to bring a little bit more product in the market. So
look at that.
It should be around. You should be able to find it, but I encourage you right around mid-March to keep an eye on Facebook pages at your friendly Hy-Vees and things like that to make sure that you can get in the store and snag up a 4-pack of it.
Well, it's my job to make sure that folks know when KBS is available, and I just remember seeing it and looking at the packaging, because what you're seeing is KBS and then Founders at the very top of the bottle. So at first, when Kayleen told me that it was Founders, but at first I was like, I don't even know what is this. It was like seeing a unicorn. You're like, I've heard about this, but I ain't never seen it before, let alone had a chance to try it. And it was marvelous. And like you said, Scott, it will absolutely fly out the door at Wine and Spirits. But when it arrives, we will let people know. Lisa Sides saying, hi, Scott, on Facebook. Zachary Crawford, several smiley faces, and then Scott. So some fans.
Some Fosses.
Yeah.
Inside joke, but
okay, perfect. Well, hey, they'll get
hi,
it.
Fosses.
There you go. They'll get it. I won't, but that's all right. Please, with the big game this Sunday, stop by Wine and Spirits, and at the very least, I mean, when was the last time you had a 19-ounce? I can barely do it. Look at that. Maybe If you need a hand model, by the way.
I can't do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, that is a 19-ounce beverage. I love it, right? And the best part is, again, you might think, you look at this and you go, well, I don't know. It's not that heavy, and it's very nice no matter what the temperature is outside.
Right, $2.
$2, 19 ounces.
Yeah.
Do the math. It's marvelous. It's great to see you. Thanks again for braving the element. I appreciate your time. And keep doing what you're doing, man. And
Thanks
let
so
me know.
much.
Maybe give me the little text heads up on the KBS.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
So then I can squirrel away 4-pack and then let everybody else know.
Absolutely.
You know? It's good to see
Absolutely.
you.
Thanks so
Scott
much.
Kirby, good man. Founders Brewing Company. Seriously, next time you're at Wine and Spirits, look for it by name. You can see the selection that we've got. And then if you're hitting the road this summer, spring or summer, and you find yourself passing through Grand Rapids or Detroit, boom,
Yep.
look for the tap room in Detroit. Maybe you're going up to Canada and you're like, I'm in Detroit for the night. I'm going to go check out Founders. I think it's a great idea.
Yep.
I'm so excited about the Grand Rapids thing. It's literally a hop, skip, and a jump from the house that my mom's family's had for 40 years now. So we're putting that on the to-do list this summer. Thank you again, pal.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. All right, we're going to wrap up. We've got a couple things to take care of. I would like to do, Ryan, if you've got the job board ready, let's bump that up a hair if we could. What's that? A little bit more time. Oh, well, then I'll just lament. Oh, well, then, Ryan, let's go to the Mississippi River Distilling Company Facebook page. My friend, Ryan Burchett, another Ryan. I'm only friends with people named Ryan. This is Cody Road bourbon. It's a rye whiskey. And my friend Ryan Burchett used to be a meteorologist with Channel 6 in the Quad Cities. I met Ryan when he and his wife moved to town years ago. And this is Ryan Burchett on the Mississippi River Distilling Company's Facebook page. He put a bottle of Cody Road rye outside to see if an 80 proof whiskey would freeze. Let's check this out. Go full screen if you could, Rye
freezing
guy.
point of 80
There's a
proof
little,
alcohol, about 17 below,
button
so
there.
we
There
should
you
be
go. All right.
well
There's
frozen
audio chat
here.
with Ryan talking.
Look at this.
Ryan Burchett.
Holy cow.
Oh my gosh, that's how cold it
is
is.
Icy. There's still a little
80% whiskey is
maybe it's
almost
maybe it's
freezing
kind
in
of
this
slushy
weather.
at the bottom. I don't know if
Bring
you can
your
see
whiskey
this.
in the house.
Turn it on its side here. It's
That
moving
is
around a little bit.
unbelievable.
Interestingly, this is the level of the bottle is down. Unless
Once
one
a
of you
weather
came
nerd,
and drank some of
always
this
a
last
weather
night.
nerd with my
The
friend
level of the
Ryan
bottle's
Burchett.
down probably about
Bad.
3/4 of an inch as the
For the
alcohol
sake of science.
contracts when it freezes
Excelsior.
as opposed to water expanding.
Science.
So appears that the alcohol has contracted more
That's
than
not
the
how I
water
want you to chill.
has expanded, and
Your Cody Road
it's
rye,
frozen in like
everybody.
little chunks.
Full
Can you see that?
disclosure, when the Mississippi River Distilling Company first opened, I had a first batch bottle of their vodka, their gin, and their Cody Road. So, yeah, and I can't tell you how much, I'm a big fan of think local, drink local. When it comes to beer with Founders, that's local, that's in Michigan, not too far away, right? And here you go, this product, Cody Road Rye, made in beautiful LeClaire, Iowa. Yep. Ryan Burchett, again, think about it. He was the top meteorologist at Channel 6 and then was like, I want to get into the booze business. So he and his brother, Garrett, started a distillery. They went to Germany to learn how to distill and make vodka, and then they opened up a business. The ultimate American dream and a huge risk, kind of like we were talking about, Scott, with Founders, then those guys taking a risk. So kudos to people that are out there chasing the dream, everybody, if you'll have it. All right, bro, we going to the job board, team staffing 109 Lake Park Boulevard, where today, with every new job, they should be giving out hand warmers, as far as I'm concerned. I think that's a great promotion. Start today, we'll give you hand warmers, or just 2 sticks to rub together. Right here. We're doing it. We're rubbing the sticks together, and then we're going to start a fire. Then we're going to get our hands nice and toasty, everybody. So, team staffing, go see them if you need a job. Visit them on Facebook. Visit their website. And they have, as always, right around 100 jobs available. So even if it's not you, if it's someone you know, you can reach out to the fine folks over there, and they will get you started on a new career path. We'll pull off the job board just a second. If you missed the beginning of this show, you should rewatch it because we turned hot water into snow, everybody. We got job board? All right, we'll do this, and then we'll wrap up and get out of here. Mary, our friend at Team Staffing, has forklift and machine operator. Swing shift, $12 an hour. You can call Mary at 563-316-7634 or careers@teamssi.com. Up next on the job board is Jenny. Swing shift maintenance, $20 an hour. $20 an hour. Think about that. Again, if it's not you, if it's someone you know that is looking for a new opportunity, $20 an hour. All they have to do is call Jenny, 563-316-7635. You know, if it's you and you're frustrated with what you're doing, and maybe that's several more dollars an hour than you're making, they need somebody. They need somebody for that, and it could be you. Last but not least on the old jab board, Alan has second shift assembly, machine operator. The loudest carts in this store, I tell you what. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not at home, but it's very loud. Second shift assembly and machine operator and forklift, up to $13.50 per hour. Alan has it at 563-316. Why did I say that weird? 563-316-7638. Team staffing. What is everybody doing today that doesn't have to work? I mean, like, you can't really do, you know, you can venture out if you want to, but I feel like, you know, somebody put a graphic on the old Facebook that said 9 months from now, we're going to have a baby boom. Is that true? Could be. You know what? Don't be surprised. There's no more babies in my house, but don't be surprised if there is a baby boom 9 months from now. Because in the great state of Iowa and Illinois, when it gets cold, and you can't leave the house, well, you know. Thanks again to Steve Graham for filling in this morning. We were going to talk to, hold on, let me grab it. Almost falling off my chair here. There we go. We were going to talk to Nicole about Jameson, but the weather stopped her from being here. So please, $19.99 at Wine and Spirits while supplies last. This is essentially a gift set with one 750 ml bottle of Jameson and then 2 airplane bottles for free. These are free. You're paying just for this one, $19.99 while supplies last. It's a great deal. And then also $12.99 Absolute and Absolute flavors. Absolute pear. Maybe you love pears and vodka. What if a pear and a vodka got together? 9 months from now, you'd have Absolute pear vodka. That's how that works. They take the pear and the vodka, and then Absolute pear vodka. Pear vodka. 40%. 80 proof. $12.99. Fun design on the back. Not scratch and sniff. Smells like glass. Why isn't it? It should be scratch and shift. Sniff. Scratch and shift. Almost a Freudian slip there, Brenda. Almost got me. All right. I think that's it. We've covered a lot today. We'll see you tomorrow. It's cold. Stay warm. If you're watching this tonight, it's going to get down to those record lows again. Keep an eye on your four-legged friends if you'll have it. And, you know, watch this show. Rewatch it from the beginning and check out that hot water turning into snow. That's what we do for fun in Iowa. Just think about, like, what's the Ryan, show us the temperature in Phoenix, Arizona at this very moment. It's 9:29 in the morning. The temperature here is like 20 or 30 below. What is the current temp in Phoenix, Arizona, just for the sake of it? Because I feel like there's people that just have no context for what winter really is, as we are in the dead of winter. It's 57 degrees at this moment in Phoenix, Arizona. 57. Now listen, it's going to be 50 degrees in Muscatine come Sunday. That's an incredible swing to go from 51 below with the wind chill to 50 above. Ridiculous. All right. and Groundhog's Day is Saturday, and I feel like the groundhog has already saw his shadow with how much winter we've dealt with. So does it even matter what Punxsutawney Phil ends up seeing? I don't think so. Thanks to Steve Graham. Thanks to Scott Kirby. I like that Scott left the Founders product for me. I'll take it back to Wine and Spirits. I'll get it back there for you, Scott. Don't you worry. I'll get it back to Wine and Spirits. Yep, there it is. I don't know where it went. What's that in my shirt? Well, it's just 19 ounces of fun. Let me rebutton this. The shirt's so big on me now I can fit a couple 19-ounce cans of beer in there from Founders. Founders, put it in your shirt and then put it in your mouth hole. That's their new commercial. And by the way, they have like a station wagon on the can. Wood-paneled station wagon. Man, tempting, isn't it? All right. That'll be dinner tonight, everybody. Thanks for watching. Stay warm. We'll see you on Thursday and Friday back here at Hy-Vee today. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust. Thanks to Toyota Muscatine and team staffing. But most importantly, thank y'all for watching. We had record number of viewers when the show started on Facebook that were live with us. It was a huge amount. So obviously there's nothing going on if you're watching this show at 8:30 in the morning. So we'll take it. And probably again tomorrow because it'll be another snow day, I bet. We'll see what happens. Take care, everybody. Goodbye. Stay warm. That's it. Catch this, Ryan.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet while hunting wabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton
Yeah,
this
man.
Friday.